Border Gateway Protocol has 3 tables. Is this unusual? EIGRP has the topology table, the neighbor table, and its routes go in the routing table. Same with OSPF, really. So BGP, in terms of its table structure, no surprises. It keeps track of its neighbors. There are different states that we can be in. We want to be in the established state. That's the state we want to see. We keep track of those neighbors. We then have our BGP table, this huge table with a bunch of different attributes for each of the different prefixes. We're going to have multiple paths. Now, BGP doesn't really want to load balance for you to a single path. BGP is not built to load balance. You can load distribute, and in certain cases you can load balance, but those certain cases are few and far between, believe it or not. And so you're able to view the BGP table and find which of the paths there would be chosen based on preferential treatment of the attributes. BGP has some very powerful attributes outside of just the internal. Specifically, its administrative distance is 20 for exterior routes. And so BGP is very likely to, when it knows about a network, tell you about that network and put it inside of the routing table when it's an external route. When it is an internal route, however, to BGP, internal BGP routes have a very poor administrative distance of 200. And so I'm going to write that out. And it looks like it's flip-flopped on its head, right? External BGP telling us about a network with an AS or an AD of 20, and then 200 for internal. But this is a routing protocol built for external routes. Now let's make sure we understand how to view these tables. Even maybe prematurely, I'd like you to get exposure to the commands. We do a show IP BGP summary. It's not the normal syntax you would use. There are other commands that will view your neighbors, but that's the best one. Viewing the BGP table, show IP BGP. And how do you view BGP routes that you're using? You can do show IP route, add BGP if you want to exclude all other routes. So there are a lot of similarities between all routing protocols, but we see some big differences right here in terms of the fact that BGP keeps track of 2 different administrative distances. EIGRP does the same thing, by the way, but we see it less often with EIGRP.